a ripe red strawberry, a crisp green head of lettuce, a sun-ripened tomato bursting with flavor. You expect these to be grown in rich, dark soil, right? That has been the way we farmed for thousands of years. But what if I told you that the future of food production involves no soil at all? Welcome back to Objectified. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on an agricultural revolution that is changing how we grow almost everything. It is a system that uses less water, eliminates pesticides, and allows us to farm anywhere, from a warehouse in a city to an outpost on another planet. We are talking about the science behind hydroponics, the most efficient and surprising way to grow food that humanity has ever conceived. Get ready to have your understanding of gardening completely redefined. To understand the genius of hydroponics, we must first go back and ask a fundamental question. What does a plant truly need to grow? You might say sun, water, and soil, but the soil is only the delivery mechanism. The plant is not eating dirt. What it really needs is light, water, and a very specific cocktail of dissolved mineral nutrients. Hydroponics is simply the process of delivering those nutrients directly to the roots in a water solution, bypassing the soil entirely. The story of growing plants without soil is far older than you might think. We are not talking about some recent laboratory invention. To find the origin of this practice, we must travel back in time over 2,500 years. The most famous, and perhaps most romantic example, is the legendary Hanging Gardens of Babylon. While archaeological evidence for them is scant, ancient accounts describe an elaborate system of raised gardens and irrigated terraces. A marvel of ancient engineering that certainly utilized principles of non-traditional, water-based cultivation. A more concrete example can be found in the Americas. The Aztec people, particularly those living near Tenochtitlan, faced a severe land shortage. They engineered floating gardens called chinampas. These were stationary, artificial islands built in the shallow lake beds. While the chinampas did contain mud and decaying vegetation, the plants were primarily nourished by water and the nutrient-rich muck from the lake bottom. This ingenious system allowed the Aztecs to produce enormous yields, essentially creating their own fertile land where none existed before. While these ancient methods laid the philosophical groundwork, the true science of modern hydroponics began in the laboratories of 19th century Europe. Scientists were engaged in what was called plant nutrient culture. Researchers like Julius von Sachs and Wilhelm Knopp were meticulously experimenting to determine which specific chemical elements a plant needed to survive and thrive. By dissolving pure salts into distilled water, they created the first fully defined nutrient solutions, proving definitively that soil was not necessary. They established the essential list of elements: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and the crucial micronutrients. This was the birth of the science. The term hydroponics itself was coined much later. In the 1930s, by Dr. William Frederick Jarrett at the University of California, Berkeley. Jarrett was the first to scale up these laboratory techniques to grow commercial food crops. His revolutionary work included growing 25-foot-high tomato vines using only water and nutrients. He coined the name from the Greek words hydro, meaning water, and ponos, meaning labor. His dramatic results captured the public's imagination, proving that this was more than a mere scientific curiosity. It was a viable agricultural method. From there, the evolution has been rapid and incredibly innovative. Today, there are a number of distinct, brilliant hydroponic methods, each with its own advantages. You have deep water culture, or DWC, where plants are suspended with their roots constantly immersed in an oxygenated nutrient solution. Then there is nutrient film technique, or NFT, which uses a very shallow stream of water that flows over the roots in a channel. A more sophisticated method is aeroponics, which NASA helped to refine. Here, the roots are suspended in the air and periodically misted with the nutrient solution. This uses the least amount of water and provides exceptional oxygenation to the roots, leading to incredibly fast growth. The cultural and practical significance of this technology is immense, especially as the world faces increasing resource scarcity and population growth. Hydroponics is a key component of controlled environment agriculture, or CEA. This allows us to decouple farming from weather and location. Vertical farms are now thriving in old warehouses in cities like London and New York, providing hyperlocal fresh produce year-round. This dramatically cuts down on transportation emissions and food waste. It is a critical step towards genuine food security for a future where arable land is a dwindling resource. Let me share a few surprising details. Did you know that the space program relies heavily on hydroponics? For long-duration missions to the Moon or Mars, astronauts will need to grow their own food. Systems like the Vegetable Production System, or VEG, on the International Space Station are sophisticated hydroponic and aeroponic units. Growing a fresh salad in space is not science fiction. It is simply hydroponics under zero gravity. Another amazing fact is the water savings. Traditional soil-based agriculture is incredibly thirsty, accounting for about 70% of the planet's fresh water usage. A hydroponic system can use up to 90% less water than traditional farming for the same amount of crop yield. This is because the water in a closed-loop hydroponic system is recirculated and reused, only being lost through evaporation and the plant's natural transpiration. This efficiency is truly game-changing. So, from the floating gardens of the Aztecs to the space station, hydroponics represents a perfect blend of ancient wisdom and modern biochemistry. It is not just a clever way to grow plants, it is a vital tool for sustainable living in the 21st century. It allows us to produce more food with fewer resources, reducing our environmental impact while enhancing the quality and freshness of our produce. It is a compelling example of how understanding the pure science of an object, in this case, a plant, can lead to incredible innovation. If you found this deep dive into the roots of modern agriculture fascinating, please do show your support by hitting the like button on this video. And if you are as obsessed with the objects and ideas that shape our world as we are, then subscribe to Objectified. You do not want to miss what we unpack next. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time.